Brian, have you gotten a chance to look at the video of
Oh,
that
yeah.
loss? Anything that stands out to you in general senses?
Yeah, I mean, the interesting statistics, the interesting what you saw, what we messaged to the players is that we're this close from being a good team. We had a lot of prime assist zone entries. I know the expected goals. Freddie's was a big one that came off defending, pressing goal kicks, which we like to do. But we had a lot of guys get into the prime assist zone. So our reflection, our coaching points is what do we do when the ball does get there? Because Leo Chu had a bunch of opportunities to get in there, Jordan a couple times, but we're not getting anything out of it. So how do we balance, getting into the box, into the prime assist zone, movement in the box, rewarding ourselves from the work that it takes to get there, balancing that with maybe a few more shots from distance, other ways to score. Look, obviously set pieces are critical in our league. Their first goal comes off a corner kick that, their player makes a play. And we have good service. We have guys that can serve the ball, and we need some guys to make plays on some of our set pieces. So overall reflection, I was measuring the mood of the guys today. How are they going to come in? They put it in. The work was there again. So the message is don't stop working, reward yourselves for the hard work you do, and make your own luck.
There was definitely those good things. Do you have any concerns in terms of the body language and some of the simple miscommunications defensively and offensively that either led to goals or led to misses in general sense?
Yeah, I think the balance of the team, you got a lot of attacking players at home. Sometimes that works, but it's a two-way game. Guys got to defend, they got to attack. Some of the frustrations that you see in the players, some of the frustrations I hear from the fans, I get it. I understand that. It's part of the game. They've got to fight through that. They've got to figure out a way how to, keep going, keep fighting for each other. It's their team. They got to work for each other. And that's always a challenge. Times are hard. That's okay, Maz. Times are hard. Sometimes teams split apart. This team hasn't split apart yet.
Would possession help? That's probably yes, but how a little more possession on the offensive end with that?
It depends where, Maz. Possession is look, how many games have we seen where a team outpossesses somebody 65 to 35 and the team with 35 scores 2 goals? It was flip-flop for us. But, it could go either way. Possession, extending the possessions in the attacking half of the field is always good, and I think that's where you're coming from.
And then in that, then, is there a need to go possessing and going left to right maybe so that we can create?
Yeah, changing the point of attack opens up more gaps, yeah, for sure. I just don't think we ever established any possession in their part of the field. Or not very often, I should say. A couple of 15 minutes here, 10 minutes here, but not consistently.
It looked like you guys changed up your press. If I'm right, it looked like a 4-3-3 press as opposed to your 4-4-2. How effective did you?
Which part of the game? First part or second half?
Early part, especially. Is that? What did you think of your press's effectiveness?
Early on, not very good. We made some adjustments at halftime. We actually started pressing 4-4-2. Wasn't working. And we actually switched to have, Raul as a point guy and almost pressing a hybrid of 4-3-3. So we actually switched it at the beginning of the second half, and I think we were much more effective.
Looking at today, how did Christian get through the day, and how's
Good.
he doing looking ahead to Sunday?
Good. No further updates. Again, it's up to the medical docs and Christian how he feels. Today was hard. Today was a work day. Tomorrow will be a work day, and then we'll check in after those 2 hard days and make a good decision.
On the injury front as well, Kellen Rowe, how's he getting back? How's he on?
He had a setback. He has a calf injury now that he's dealing with. He's back out on the field, but he's still a ways away.
It looked like Cleveland's back out here.
Yeah, that's the one positive. Well, not the one positive. It was a positive of today. I think the guys all are supporting him, and it was a tough moment for Stephen Cleveland. And again, the sign of the team not splitting apart. It's almost they, all bonded together to help Stefan get through what a difficult, challenging part of his life.
Did you see Ezra back here after today?
Yeah, Ezra Hendrickson, my good friend, our good friend. Yeah, good to see him. He's out visiting Seattle, so I told him, come on out and come watch, come help. Asked him what he thought of our team. So it's good.
Did he have any interesting things to share?
No, not that I could share. But it was good. Look, he's had a long relationship with Nuhu, and he's there with Nico and Christian and Jordan, so the players are all happy to see him. It was good. Good homecoming.
You alluded to potentially making some lineup changes and maybe making some more drastic changes than you've had to make so far. Where's your thinking on that?
Well, I've always been a conservative coach, make drastic changes, but a couple of tweaks in the lineup. It'll be a different starting lineup against Minnesota. We're working on it, and then we'll have a different lineup tentatively for Austin, and then, strongest lineup for Portland.
What's the balance, just to piggyback off of that, in terms of making those decisions and not affecting that unity of the group that you kind of mentioned, and not messing up, players' egos or desire to play a game? How do you manage that?
You just tell them honestly what you're thinking, and then their reaction is their reaction. That's on them. But I've never shied away from having an honest conversation with players. So some of those have already taken place, and more will come. But players are always disappointed when they come out of games or they don't start. I like that. I actually think that means they care. But there is a side of that can be dangerous. They fall off the cliff and it looks bad, and what does it show to the teammates and the fans? I get that.
How has your thinking evolved in terms of these 3-game weeks where you in the past you haven't rotated a ton?
Yeah.
But
We'll rotate. The short answer is we're going to rotate.
And so I guess related to that, the lineup decisions that you make this week, is that more about rotation, or is that more about trying something new? Or is it both, I suppose?
It'll be twofold. Minnesota will be about some subtle changes. Austin will be giving some guys a chance to start, and then bringing guys off the bench, and then Portland, it's all in.
How do you not put pressure on players to score and yet put pressure on?
They feel it themselves, Moz. I don't have to do anything. Today's training session was getting guys in front of goals. You guys saw it. We had some 2v1s with specific players just to get them to score as many goals as they could while we worked on some defending tactics down there, flop some guys over, getting all the attacking guys some reps in on goal, as well as telling them what their defending responsibilities are.
And then you vary, like, okay, one touch on this, 2 touches, just...
We do a lot of different stuff in training. Our training sessions the last 3 weeks have been really good. The application of the players, what the coaches have brought out, it's been good.
Brian, you've had times in seasons where you've had long streak of games where results weren't going your way. Does this one feel any different at all in any way?
No, I mean, we trust our process. I trust the players. The ideas that didn't manifest themselves against Atlanta might manifest themselves against Minnesota. We'll see, because we put a lot of good work into subtle tweaks and how we play and what we want to try and accomplish. And look, if those don't work, then we're going to try something else. And we'll time's running short. Times excuses are, going to run short here as well, but we're still going to keep trying.
Now you mentioned Portland. I know that you have one more game, but were you surprised, and what were your thoughts of Giovanni Silveres' dismissal, one game away before the Clasico?
That's Portland's decision. Feel bad for Gio. I mean, he's a good guy, but I understand it's pro sports. Gio's always been a fierce competitor. I think he did a good job in Portland. I have a ton of respect for him, so I reached out to him. But their decision, Portland as an organization, their decision, I'm not going to comment.